as you relax, wherever you find yourself listening, you might simply notice the way the light plays on whatever's nearby, the subtle flicker of reflection, or perhaps the gentle warmth where your hand rests. And it's curious how your attention just drifts, just like sunlight filtering through leaves on a quiet afternoon, casting little patterns that move as you shift your focus. You don't have to do anything special. Just allow yourself to settle right here, away from any urgency, as if time has slowed to a whisper, and some part of you can become more aware of the space you're in. And as you tune in to these shifting patterns, you might sense how on a sunlit path through a leafy canopy, every step brings deeper comfort with a gentle hush of nature all around you. With each breath, that golden warmth settles a little more deeply, as if you're discovering a hidden clearing within your mind, a place that seems both new and completely familiar at the same time. Here, within this landscape in your mind, every detail is designed for you to rest, to soak in comfort, letting tension dissolve softly, like tiny flecks of dust floating in the sunlight. And you know, it's funny how life's most important journeys aren't always measured in miles or hours, but in the quiet devotion in which we hold ourselves steady, moment by moment, on our chosen path. It's almost like tending to a secret garden, where every gesture, each caring thought, becomes its own root, its own blossom. And sometimes people think of faithfulness only as something you have or don't have. But if you look closer, you can see that it's really woven from countless tiny decisions, day after day. Just as a garden is shaped by little choices, watering here, sheltering there, a person cultivates faithfulness over time, sometimes with ease, sometimes with effort. And you might notice, as you allow yourself to notice, that faithfulness can begin and begin again with a simple act of showing up. And just as a tree watches seasons change for years, storms come and the tree remains, roots deepening silently. And some wonder, does the tree stand out of duty or for the love of the earth it clings to? And you can reflect on how the roots of the tree deepen, not by resisting the rain, but by embracing the nourishment hidden in each drop. And part of you can understand that even temptations and distractions only remind you of the value of your chosen space and to the beauty of returning to what matters. And it's interesting how you can recognize your intention Each time you encounter a moment of choice, not as some test to pass or fail, but as the unfolding of your own capacity for meaning and connection. And maybe there's a younger part of you inside that once believed responsibility meant rigid rules. And yet as you rest here, you can discover the flexibility within commitment. Just as the sunlight dances differently each day, you can find new ways to keep promises, adapting, growing, without needing to be perfect. And sometimes the world outside urges hurried decisions, but here, in this space, you can pace yourself, renewing quietly, just like the tree after the gentle rain. And isn't it fascinating that the more you honor your word to yourself, the easier it becomes to move forward through life, feeling grounded, clear, and inwardly at peace. And as you sense the roots of that tree, you might notice the subtle strength there, supporting you in ways you didn't realize. Faithfulness to others begins with a gentle loyalty to yourself, a kind of steady warmth, quiet and yet enduring. And while others may not always see those moments, you hold your integrity, just like tending the soil for unseen seeds, knowing the growth is sometimes slow, mysterious, and yet inevitable. And each time you remember why you chose to nurture this path, you reinforce your own freedom to choose again, with kindness for any stumbles, knowing even the strongest tree sways in the wind, and yet it finds its balance. And as the sunlight within shifts, dappling the inner clearing, you can feel gratitude for the journey so far, however winding it's been. You may realize even now that you can trust your own quiet strength, carrying it with you, rooted and present, ready to continue tending the garden of your commitments, tenderly, with patience, with joy. And in a moment, as you begin to gently return, you may sense the weight of your body in the chair, the air touching your skin, the familiar sounds of the room. Without rush, start to bring your attention fully back to the here and now, letting each breath guide you from the quiet clearing to the everyday world. And you might notice a little more clarity, a gentle energy, or even just a soft sense of satisfaction, knowing you can refresh yourself at any time by remembering those roots. And as your eyes open, you bring back this calm, feeling awake, centered, and fully present. And as you go forward, you'll notice yourself honoring your promises in practical ways, feeling more naturally rooted and steady with each choice. In moments of challenge, you'll find it easy to return to your values, regrounding effortlessly and discovering that faithfulness becomes the ground you walk on, one step at a time. Thank you for allowing yourself this time for growth. If you found something helpful here, consider returning again whenever you need care for your own inner garden. And until next time, goodbye and good mental health.